All right, there's a huge part of me that thinks that we have like the dopest intro on the network, but I could be biased considering the fact that I put that shit together. But I don't know. I don't know. Yo, welcome to Cleats Sneaks. It's your boy Jamar, it's your boy Kid. We're here for another special edition. This is a special edition of Cleats Sneaks. Typically, we go on Sundays, but it was the Super Bowl, so y'all wasn't gonna be paying attention to us anyway. So make sure you tune in. Not this coming up Sunday, or my wife will kill me. It's her birthday, but the following Sunday we'll be talking, and we'll probably be in there talking about All-Star Weekend because they'll be in, everybody be in Cleveland. Cleveland, what's so special about Cleveland? But everybody
heard somebody say, when last time you heard somebody say, "Hey, I'm going to Cleveland vacation."
Hey, I'm taking a vacation to Cleveland.
Shout out Joe Kim. Shout out Joe Kim. He said it right. Ain't a goddamn thing in Cleveland.
Ain't a damn thing in Cleveland. Boy, he sounded like a hater, but he was so true at the time. But anyway, shout outs to y'all. Welcome back, Cleats and Sneaks. It's Jamar. I got the homie Ken. Ken, what up? How was your week, bro?
What up, though? Man, it was a great week. For those that know, I celebrated my birthday, had a great time. For all our listeners out there, Chicagoland area, New York, it's this place called Ancient Airs Bath. Y'all need to go to. It's a bathhouse. Y'all need to go. This ain't like in Japan. This ain't that type of. We got clothes on over here, but
okay.
Great experience. And y'all need to go check it out. Another spot, if you're in the Chicagoland area, the Putt Shack. And we don't get paid sponsorship, but I'm just letting y'all know those are two dope places you should check out. Ayers Ancient Baths, which is like off Halston and Superior, and then the Putt Shack in Oak Brook. But it's been good, bro, man. I'm glad to be back. Sorry that I caused us a delay of day because it was celebrating my birthday. I don't know. My wife
big deal. It wasn't you that caused us the delay. The delay came from the Super Bowl, which we're going to get into later on in the show. You know what I mean? Because, I enjoyed it. I had fun listening. It wasn't the craziest of it. It wasn't the best game in even the playoffs, but it was still a good show. It was a good Super Bowl.
And I'm going to say something real blasphemous right now. Halftime show, grade, B.
Okay, we're going to get into that. So we're going to get into the halftime show.
B.
We're going to get into a halftime show. So let's go right into the Swish of This. First of all, we're going to go right into that. Always, either Ken, what we going to do, we either going to swish this or we going to dish this. If y'all don't know, we do the Swish of This sequence. If we swishing it, that means we're going to talk about it. If we dishing it, that means pass it off, pass the ball off. We ain't going for it. First one, are you okay with Aaron being the MVP of the NFL season?
We're gonna dish.
You're gonna dish this one. You don't want him. That's your boy. Let
me tell y'all.
Bad man, but you don't want to talk about Aaron.
Hey, I'm a Packer fan, as y'all can see, right behind me.
Got the cheese head.
He should have not won the MVP.
I'm shocked that you say that.
Should have not.
But
Tom Brady or Cooper Kupp should have taken that award home.
Well, absolutely, especially after we see the devastation that Cooper Kupp can actually put into a game on an opponent. So absolutely, but Aaron Rodgers was definitely one of the top players in the league this year. But we're gonna dish it.
And guess what? He don't deserve the shit because he showed up in a corduroy suit for the NFL awards. A corduroy suit? Come on, bro.
Green Bay.
Come on, bro.
He's in Green Bay. It's cold as shit outside. Corduroy suit is about all you can take.
Yeah, but the awards wasn't in Green Bay.
It's Styles. That's Aaron Rodgers style. All right, we dishing it. Next one. Do you have an issue with any of the following NFL players not making it into the Hall of Fame? Let's start with Devin Hester.
So we're gonna switch this. And my man Deion Sanders, who I've been saying it for a while, the committee got their priorities all in the wrong place, right? If we're gonna keep making choices like this, John is right. We gotta have the VIP section, and then we just gotta have general admission. Because right now, the NFL is on some general admission shit.
Yep.
Right? Devin Hester. Let me tell you, when I think of special teams player, I think of only two people. Football's been a lot of football play. And I'm gonna say this first name because he in. Steve Tasker played all those years for the Buffalo Bills. And Devin Hester. The only other person I probably can give you after Devin Hester, and this a maybe, this a huge maybe from a special team perspective, Eric Metcalf. Like Devin Hester is the first. We talking about we putting the best of the best in.
Yeah, he is
Look,
definitely the best special
Devin
teamer ever.
Hester is the greatest special teams player of all time. Don't ever
Absolutely.
nobody get it twisted. There's no bear
Absolutely.
hate in me about that. Greatest special team of all time. I mean, this is how you know he great. If anybody watch any Devin Hester highlights, we can't even get Bears and NFL teams to block like that on regular plays. My man was having caravans because they wanted to see the magic. If anybody watched like we talking about like 4 or 5 players with Devin, you would have thought the whole special teams for the Bears all ran a 4-3 at that time.
Absolutely.
Because they wanted the magic to happen. They needed it.
You took the words out my mouth, bro. And who else has the magic? Nobody else in the NFL has ever had the magic of running the opening kickoff in the Super Bowl back for a touchdown. The opening kickoff in the Super Bowl, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Devin Hester needs to be in the Hall of Fame. If you're the best at your position, especially if you're the best ever at your position, you first ballot. You absolutely first ballot. And this is just not a Bears bias behind this either. Devin Hester needs to be in the Hall of Fame. In the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. I ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let's move on to the next guy. Jared Allen. Now, you and I talked about this one offline, and you were just like, I
mean, the reason we brought it up and questioned it, one, he is on that list. We talking about one of the like all-time sack leaders. Like let's not forget Jared Allen in Kansas City and Jared Allen in Minnesota. Let's forget Jared Allen with the Bears. Let's forget the Bears. But Minnesota and Kansas City, we can't forget that.
No, not at all. And the thing is like changer. He was definitely a game changer. I would say Jared Allen does belong in the Hall of Fame. Should he be first ballot like we say Devin Hester should be? Possibly not, because even at the time he was playing his position, he wasn't the best in the league at his position.
And to correct us both, right? Rich Eisen, I was watching his interview, and he said it. What makes this NFL class so lackluster? There's no first ballot Hall of Famers on it.
None of them.
Not everyone that's going in. No one is first.
Honestly, I thought that Devin Hester should be first. He is the best in his position ever to do it.
Let me tell you, I thought Devin and these next two, Reggie Wayne and Steve Smith.
Absolutely.
We talking about two top 10 receivers right there. Like if you look at the receivers that was up this year, Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne, Steve Smith, they all right there together. Actually, Steve Smith is above both of them. And I think Torrey Holt was Torrey Holt up for this year too, because he was up last year.
I believe so. Right.
But who's also in the top 15. But when we talk about Steve Smith and Reggie Wayne, I don't know if you can find two other receivers that as consistent.
Nope.
I mean, to me, like you not letting Steve Smith in as a first ballot lets me know that Anquan Bolden gonna have to wait a while.
Oh well, yeah, definitely. Anquan Bolden gonna have to wait a while. You're gonna say Vernon Davis gonna have to wait a while. There's a bunch of people that's gonna have to wait a while if you're not gonna let Reggie Wayne in. And the thing is like I don't even know what kept him from doing that. Reggie Wayne is the receiver that took over once Marvin Harrison retired. And he did a hell of a job. He was the league leader in receptions and touchdowns for quite a bit with Peyton Manning throwing to him for several seasons. I mean, I believe he's a Pro Bowler for 6 seasons, even in the seasons where he was falling off. And so we gotta do way more. I mean, I honestly think that
I can just give you perspective. If we can give people perspective, Reggie Wayne is the number 10 all-time receiver in receiving yards behind who? Marvin Harrison at number 9 and Steve Smith at number 8. And I ain't talking about like far behind. We talking about 14,335 yards, 82 touchdowns. Steve Smith, 14,731 yards, 81 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison, who in, right? 14,580, 128 touchdowns.
Yep, he's in the hall.
Those numbers are right there.
Is Marvin Harrison? He got in some legal issues, didn't he? He got some legal trouble.
He technically didn't. He owned a car wash in Philadelphia, right? And there was like a shootout or something that took place, and so of course it linked back to to Marvin Harrison because he owned it, right? But he was the first ballot as he should have been. Just like
absolutely.
This how you know Reggie Wayne should have been first ballot. Peyton went in first. Edgerrin James went in.
Yep.
Marvin Harris is going in.
Yep.
Marshall Faulk is going in.
Yep.
Reggie Wayne needs to go in.
Yep. Dwight Freeney's in there.
Dwight Freeney's in.
Mathis is in there. Yeah. I agree. I absolutely agree. These are all people that contributed to their Super Bowl win. Absolutely. I agree.
And I don't even have to make a case. I'm not even gonna make a case for Steve Smith. Steve Smith his body of work he should have been the first ballot no matter what. From Carolina to Baltimore, he should have been the first ballot Hall of Fame. I don't know what to tell y'all.
We'll see what happens. But I mean, you know, we'll see next year what's going on with
But even if you talk about the ones that got in, Sam Mills deserved to be there. You know, if anybody got know anything about the Saints and the defense they had with him, Pat Willen, Ricky Jackson, all them back in the day, they was a beast. That was phenomenal. I mean, if you want to talk about the next probably best after Mike Singletary, Sam Mills at that time.
Sam Mills is right there.
Who
Richard
else?
Seymour went in.
Tony Baselli went in, which is one of the greatest offensive linemen ever. There's no knock to that. Shout out to Jacksonville Jaguars. As a Packer fan, Richard Seymour went in.
He went in.
That was he deserved it. And it's funny that Richard went in because looking at some of the other names, like Patrick Willis was on that list, and I just feel like if his career wasn't cut short,
Patrick Willis will always be underrated. He will always be an underrated linebacker. And mind you, both of us got on these 49ers jerseys, but Patrick Willis was one of the best linebackers that ever come across San Francisco 49ers. He was constantly in the Pro Bowl, constantly one of the highest, had the highest tackles in the league while he was playing with the San Francisco 49ers. He got injured, and unfortunately cut his career short, like you said. But Patrick Willis even when he was playing, he was underrated. And I feel bad about that one, man. I do. I really do feel bad.
And the only one I question, and I'm sorry, Packer fans across the world, and I know he's not a first ballot, so he's been retired a long time. Leroy Butler will go down as probably one of the greatest Packers to ever play. Probably one of the greatest defensive backs to ever come out of Florida State next to Deion. But
is he first ballot?
Well, this ain't his first. Remember, he on his 21st ballot. But I guess my point is saying, did he deserve it more than Steve Smith?
Did he deserve it more than Devin Hester?
More than Reggie Wayne? Did he deserve it more than Devin Hester?
I don't think he did.
Now, I would have been happy if Leroy would have got in next year, 2 years from now. Or actually, if they would have put him in instead of Aeneas Williams, old whack ass, a couple years ago.
Now, okay, ain't
nobody ever been afraid of Aeneas Williams. I ain't never heard nobody say Aeneas Williams in the game, fam. We can't run across the middle. I ain't never heard that. Never. Now when Steve Atwater made it, people weren't coming across the middle like that. You get your head tore off.
You popped. You get popped. But you knew that.
You know what I'm gonna tell y'all? Aeneas Williams getting in is like Chris Conley getting another job.
Oh, let's not. Okay, and we're moving on. We're not gonna talk about Chris Conte, especially you ain't gonna talk about Chris Conte to a Bears fan. Oh my God. Number 3. Do you still believe in Deion Sanders in Jackson State? Absolutely, I do.
Absolutely. I mean,
absolutely.
And it ain't even just. Go ahead. Jay.
Like I don't think it. I don't believe in. I do believe it. I don't think it's just with the team. I think that it's what's gonna come after Jackson State with all the doors that this is opening up from. Like you said before, we've got Hugh Jackson at Grambling. We got Eddie George at Tennessee State, coaching at Tennessee State. I mean, this is opening quite a bit of doors. Deion is steady taking top recruits from Alabama and Georgia and bringing them over to the to Jackson State, to these HBCUs. And then, you know, we got the transfer portal. This is huge for HBCUs. This transfer portal and these gentlemen that have played these years that we know are excellent athletes, but are sitting in behind somebody because they haven't gotten a chance to prove themselves, or even or have the chance to step on the field and know that they need to be in the NFL or have the opportunity to be in the NFL. So they get in these transfer portals and they transfer into the SWAC conference and transferring to Jackson State and all these other places. Like, it's not just that. And then this is going to open doors for other coaches, minority coaches, because we're having this problem in the NFL, to step foot in the NFL and get behind the and get on the sidelines of some of these NFL teams. So I think that I definitely believe in this. This is a start and how we get this going, how we get more players involved, how we get more coaches involved. I love it. I love it
too. I think that Hugh Jackson being at Grambling, dope. Anybody that got a chance to watch the Celebration Bowl, it did not go Jackson State way. However, just let you know, there's some other teams out there that's playing, that's balling. My only concern, right, and it's more for the bandwagon people, right? You know, Deion get them in. And you got to remember, just because you get them in don't mean they stay. Everybody can transfer out if they feel they need to, right? I need people to not now get on this whole, well, they leaving, they transferring, Deion getting them, but they not staying. Like, you know, I think what people going to have, these players and these young cats going to have to realize is Deion got you up in here, but you're going to have to work. I mean, perfect example. I still think Shiloh's probably the best safety he had on the roster, but the freshman kid, number 12, I think it is, who played for him in high school, he got a lot of tick, and that boy was playing. So it put them in a position where they had to run different packages to keep them both on the field, whether at the same time or separate time. And it just lets you know that Deion's like, I'm putting dogs on the field. So I might recruit you high here, but if you ain't maintained that dog that I once saw and the play of integrity and character, you can go. And I stand with Deion on that. So I hope people realize, we getting them in the door, but if you're not about what Deion about and on this page, then you got to go, and we just keep going rebuilding. But his formula, he understands that he can't do it with freshmen. He understands that whole formula. He got to get a certain amount of transfer players to help come in and create this culture. And now the freshmen. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm excited about Jackson State with Hugh Jackson. I'm excited about Alabama and A&M coming back. I know they have some talented kids. The Southern game was one that was close for Jackson State last year. So it's gonna be interesting. I believe in it, and like you said, to your other point, man, if the NFL ain't giving us our shot, we got plenty of kids of our own color, or plenty of kids in the SWAC, the MEAC, all these other conferences that need those same type of NFL coaches to come in and build them up and believe in them. Because I mean, a lot of players that's playing right now, man. There's some players that's played in the Super Bowl that was like, you from what college? Where?
Exact. Where?
So it don't always about where you started, but it's where you finish. So
it's the way you finish. Absolutely. I agree. Shout outs to Deion Sanders and opening the doors for so much. Unfortunately, I would love to talk about that more. Unfortunately, we got to move on. We should have threw that in 2-point conversion at the end. But all right, bro. So what is Kyler Murray's issue? It came out to just say that Kyler Murray is upset with being in Arizona, and I don't know what the deal is, bro. Like, so what's Kyler Murray's issue? What do you think it is?
You know, I'm gonna give. We should dish this one, but I'm gonna give real quick. Let me tell you why I don't even want to entertain it. One, you handled it like a little girl. I'm gonna delete all my Atlanta, Arizona Cardinals, Facebook, social media. Like you a grown man. Like that stuff we do in high school. You a grown man. It's a business. To me, that says a lot about your character. Just a little bit. I gotta poke at his character because as a man, you know they want you to be the face of the franchise. Not only let's pump the brakes. They got you D-Hop. And then they went and got you. What was the tight end out of Philly? They took it from Jalen Hurts and gave him to you. Like Jalen Hurts, number one target.
Zach Ertz.
They gave you Zach Ertz, right? So clearly they believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to put weapons around you.
Mm-hmm.
You got the other tall receiver, the kid that's like he ain't got no speed, but he like 6'5".
He's 6'5".
Like, bro, like
that's a basketball player.
I don't understand. Like, and you can't blame that playoff performance on nobody else but yourself.
And I mean, the thing
So
is like, yeah, things happen, bro. You lose a game, and actually, I mean, not only do you lose a game, you lost it to a tough team. So it happens. Get back on your P's and Q's. Get back out there and do what you're supposed to do. It's not like you're losing teammates. Like you said, you mentioned all them people that is going to be there next year. Plus, you have one of the top defenses in the league with JJ
exactly.
Watt. And all that. Man, stop playing games. Yo, you know how different. Let me explain. First of all, let me explain how different.
He could be in Chicago.
He could
be in Jacksonville.
He could be in Jacksonville. Let me explain
the
something.
shot at Chicago, right? The shot is really more. I guess my cheesehead took that personal. All right, no more shots at the NFC North. No more shots at the NFC North. But I'm just simply saying there's worse organizations.
Yeah. And here's the thing, man. Like, how many secondaries have how many teams got amazing secondaries that can cover and that can tackle and I mean and play zone. How many? Arizona has one of the, I think, the best secondary in the NFL. What are you complaining about? Could be Joe Burrow got sacked 7 times in the Super Bowl, 9 times in the previous game. Like, he ain't got no offensive line. And all this man is saying is, all I got to do is get the ball to Jamar Chase, and he's good. And I'm good. I'm good. I mean, you know what? If you that upset, I heard that you have an opportunity in the MLB. Oh, that's right. They on strike. Moving on to the next one. Is Kevin Durant petty for not picking James Harden on his All-Star team?
Hold on.
Let me get the clipboard. So unfortunately, I was really trying to. I was trying my best to get the clip for this one, but I ran out of time, so I couldn't get the clip for that one. But yo, that was absolutely hilarious, bro.
Charles Barkley didn't help either. They was just like
Charles was causing a problem. Talk about
Charles was going in like, he about to suit up and play next week.
Put the icing out on there, boy. I'm telling you. So if y'all didn't get a chance to see it or something like that, I don't know why you didn't get a chance to see it. But LeBron and KD, they were able to pick their teams to the All-Star team, and it came down to the last 2 players for the reserves. It was Rudy Gobert and James Harden. It was Kevin Durant's pick, and he picked Rudy Gobert with the sarcastic, straight-faced explanation. When it comes to LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm gonna need some size down there so that I can protect the rim. So I'm
playing real basketball in this game,
right? I'm gonna go with Rudy Gobert, bro. I died laughing. I absolutely died.
Bro, I almost believed him. I almost forgot he was talking about the All-Star game. He was like, I got to be able to protect the rim. LeBron wanted to like, please, right?
Bro, we ain't even playing defense. What are you talking about? And let me tell you something.
I'm only playing first quarter, bro. First quarter.
Right. KD ain't even playing in the game.
Exactly. He got replaced by Melo.
Yeah. He ain't even playing in the game. So I'm sitting here like, and I'm be honest with you. I do not, for some reason, I have this thing where I really don't like Rudy Gobert.
You know why you don't like Rudy Gobert? Because like Rudy's getting paid. Like, you know what Rudy is? Rudy is everything Hassan Whiteside was supposed to be. That's why.
There's a part of me that still thinks that if Hassan Whiteside got his mind straight, he'd be better than Rudy Gobert.
And I think he's trash. I think Hassan Whiteside trash. Always been. I'm gonna tell you, if I got any soft spot for any center that didn't really make it to their full potential, you already know who it is. JaVale, Stanky Leg McGee.
Don't you do that. JaVale, he may not have made it to his full potential, but JaVale got rings. JaVale got gold medals.
I ain't hating on JaVale because he's turned what started out to be like, I'm telling you, JaVale came into the league now, the way he started out, he would have only had a 4-year run and been done.
JaVale got, what, he got 2 or 3 wings already?
Maybe he got paid. He ain't got paid once because Washington and Denver cut him a check. I know Denver cut him a check. So
yeah, possibly getting another ring this year because he's on Phoenix and he's being effective? So. Maybe. Shout out to JaVale McGee, bro. We ain't forgot about you.
Get that damn hair together.
Yeah. Should the Packers be all in on AA Ron?
Dish. And the answer is no. Dish.
Okay. I'm with that one. I'm with that one.
It's real quick dish, man. You got a first rounder sitting on the bench. You got to sign Devontae Adams. Let's get him up out of here. It's a business. It ain't personal. AA Ron is business.
To Denver you go. And you know what? Maybe you got the money. Put some money together with your friends and buy it, and then be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos all at the same time.
No, bro. We need to send him to the Redskins. Really, like now you can appreciate Green Bay. Now you can appreciate Green Bay.
True. There's no such thing as the Redskins. It's the Washington
Commanders.
Yes. Just to put that up there. All right. So on to the NFL and the Super Bowl, because we got a lot to talk about and we're running out of time. We were right about this Rams win, dog. We stated last week that the Rams was gonna win the Super Bowl. Will the Bengals be saying that? Will the Bengals be back next year in the Super Bowl? What you think?
I'm gonna say no. And not because Joe Burrow can't do it, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they almost wasn't even here, right?
Right.
So I mean, you still got Buffalo coming back, Kansas City coming back.
Yep.
Truth be told, Tennessee, all this talk, Ryan Tannehill, this. Let me tell you, we have a season with Derrick Henry don't get hurt. Let's see what's gonna happen.
First, but then also, man, like again, no push towards Jamar Chase, no push on Joe Burrow, but you ain't got no offensive line. They're gonna take advantage of that. They definitely, unless you get that offensive line together, they're gonna take advantage of that. 2, the stats behind people that lose, the teams that lose Super Bowls and trying to make it back, it's not real good. It's not real good. Like typically, teams that make it to the Super Bowls and lose, they have trouble making the playoffs the following year. Just saying that. And then so stats history doesn't show well in that, and doesn't show them.
We've seen it, right? The Eagles made it to the Super Bowl, won, didn't go back. Atlanta's never gone back.
Nope. So
unless you Buffalo Bills, unless you the 90s Buffalo Bills, that's the only way you getting some repeat opportunities.
Yep. And there's that, and then at the same time you in the AFC, bro. The thing
we didn't even count the dark horses. We didn't say nothing about is Baltimore going to improve. What's Pittsburgh going to look like with a possible upgrade at quarterback? Maybe Russell Wilson, maybe Deshaun Watson. You never know.
You never know.
Who else? We don't know what the Raiders going to be. We don't know what the Raiders really going to be with Josh McDaniels. Still got New England Patriots sitting out here. Mac Jones had a really good season. We never know
he did.
How that's going to pan out. So there are some other teams in it. Hold on, San Diego.
Yeah. Well, LA.
Don't forget about them Falcons. Who?
I'm talking about my Falcons. You know who that is. Welcome to the chat, Sandy.
We ain't even say nothing about the Falcons.
We ain't said nothing about there's no reason to talk about them right now. So we're just gonna lay out of it. We're gonna lay off of them. But yeah, again, like there's no I don't think they're gonna make it. And then at the same time, remember, nobody picked. I mean, at the beginning of the season, nobody picked the Bengals to be in the Super Bowl. No one. They picked them to be at the bottom of their division.
Well, that's because they thought Cleveland. They thought Cleveland was gonna be right.
Yeah, they thought Cleveland was gonna be
reality, it's a good choice, right? I mean, you got the Steelers, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and the Browns. And Browns had the full potential to look like they could have ran the table.
Yep.
Can never count out Big Ben, and then then Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, right? So it made sense.
Made perfect sense. It made sense. So I honestly don't think they're gonna be make it back next year. But
I'm gonna tell you what's really up in the air is who going to the plus Super Bowl from the NFC side. That's really up in the air now.
I think the Rams if everybody come back, I think the Rams. I was picking the Rams at the beginning of the year. I ain't even gonna lie. I picked the Rams at the beginning of the year. I like the movement they made. I like Matthew Stafford. I thought it was gonna be real comfortable there. They had the Jalen Ramsey acquisition. This is before OBJ. This is before the Von Miller acquisition. Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald were balling last year, so I thought that was going to be great. I knew Jalen Ramsey was going to be decent again this year. Cooper Kupp, he was really coming out his shell last year. And so with Matthew Stafford behind the helm, I was like, this is going to be nice. And I actually like Jefferson back there too. And when they picked up Sony Michel, I was like, the Rams got something here. But, with injuries and stuff like that, they still made it. They still was able to glue it together, add them pieces in that they needed. And they went all in. And maybe if we got another team that does that, bro, I mean, it's out
tough,
of here.
man.
There's
It's tough. And to me, like the NFC West is probably the best division in the NFC.
Yeah.
From a complete standpoint. Like, I mean, can never really count out Seattle. Arizona was tough this year. San Francisco was tough this year. Yep. And the Rams. So I mean, you just never know what San Francisco gonna look like with Trey Lance next year.
True.
That's gonna be. I think that you just never know. I think once things calm down in Arizona and my man understands. My man Kyler Murray take a chill pill and like calm down. Right.
Be all right,
realize
man.
what he got. Yep.
He's just
and realize he got to take some onus on that. But right now you're right. With Tom Brady being gone, Aaron's future in jeopardy, right? You just never right now. The only other team I could possibly say, but it's not gonna happen, would be the Cowboys. So
no, it's not gonna happen. No. It's too difficult. It's too difficult. After once they bounced out, once the Cowboys bounced out and we saw the competition that came in after that, the Cowboys would have never made it past that game that they lost. That first game.
If the Falcons get Aaron Rodgers, I gotta say the Falcons then.
We'll move on. We'll move on. Did you think OBJ proved himself to be an elite receiver with the Rams?
I think what he proved, I don't even think he had to prove that he was an elite receiver again. I to me, that never changed. I think he needed an opportunity to come in, right, where they're making a concerted effort. We're gonna get you touches, we're gonna get you looks. Not only that, these same routes they had him running in LA. I kept saying, how come the Browns don't have him running? Why is every route in Cleveland so deep? So deep. And we know Baker ain't taking them shots like that.
He's
right?
Not.
But anything underneath, anything 15 y'all. Oh, Landry, Popeye Jones kid. He hitting them. I'm just kind of like, I don't think it was needed to prove how elite he was, but I definitely think he needed this opportunity to prove that he's still one of the best. I'm still one of the best in the league when you give me the opportunity.
Absolutely. And then actually at the same time, like I think OBJ is one of the players that he's got the hands. He may not have the size, but he's one of the best slot receivers you ever see. He runs excellent routes. He knows how to get in the open field. And then at the same time, like Sean McVay put him in situations where he was not only was he wide open, but he was capable of a catch and run. And everybody knows OBJ. He catches the ball, he's gonna get you at least he's gonna try his hardest to get you at least another 5 to 7 yards after the catch. So Sean McVay was really, really good at putting him in situations like that Kevin Stefanski couldn't seem to even figure out at all. Like, again, like you were saying, OBJ's running 20 yards downfield. He might be open. He might have beat his man, but Baker ain't making that throw. He probably won't even attempt it. Now, Matthew Stafford, he'll try it. Like, talk about a risk taker. He'd try it. Kind of a gunslinger, not like Brett Favre, but kind of a gunslinger. And he'll try to make that throw.
He in that category. Matthew,
he's in that category.
Brett, Elway, they gunslingers.
And then at the same time, he has the talent of Cooper Kupp on the other side, which freed him up so much. I mean, he was just a weapon. He was just an offensive weapon.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If they would have stayed healthy through this whole Super Bowl, we would have been looking at, call me biased, whatever. We'd have been looking at what Aaron had with Jordy Nelson and Greg Jennings.
Yep.
The only difference is the upgrades. You got OBJ, not Greg Jennings, right? But what benefited us in that Super Bowl was their abilities to run routes and yards after the catch. It was just it's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Now we got somebody in here saying, too bad Green Bay couldn't put anything together. So, I mean, unfortunately they couldn't. Ron, he got his MVP, but he's not the best postseason player. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you, as a Packer fan, one thing about Aaron that I wish he had some Brett Favre. I wish he had some gunslinger because if it ain't safe, Aaron will throw you out of a game. I didn't see him throw the ball away so many times when we really needed him to make a play. Like we need you to force it. That's just not his thing. But I also think in this game, I think the monkey of him needing to prove San Francisco wrong for not drafting him, I think that is what bothers him in this game because they would show some highlights in that same game where normally he would have checked down and dumped that off, and he didn't. And I think that he was I think he got to a point where I can't really trust nobody else but Devontae. And I think that that's what bit them in the butt. But no, he hasn't done it in the postseason the way he needs to, and no excuse for that, right? It's it's a team game, right? But when we lose, it's the quarterback's game. But so it's all on Aaron. Can't put it on nobody else. It's on Aaron. I mean, special teams suck, but it's all on Aaron. I mean, just like that Patriot comeback, right? It's all on Matt Ryan.
We can't let it go. We can't let it go, bro. You and I talked about this, and I disagree with you. And there's part that we both are still kind of arguing about it. Was Jalen Ramsey ready for the bright lights for the big stage in the Super Bowl? I still think that he was. I think his confidence level was there. I really do. Now Jamar Chase, he got beat. Jamar Chase beat him. Point blank, period. He got beat by Jamar Chase, and Jalen Ramsey acknowledged that. Now, the touchdown, that one, bro, that was a penalty. You cannot say
I didn't say it wasn't. But both possessions, he was not in, like the Jamar Chase out of position. And even with the face mask, if you see where he was at and how Burrow threw the ball, Jalen Ramsey momentum would have taken him out of the play, right, for that touchdown one. So he wasn't ready. I've been telling people, I don't know if he found Jesus or something, Allah, whatever he found, bro, but that same aggressive guy that came out of Jacksonville, that ain't the guy that we've been seeing. And that ain't the guy we've been seeing this season.
I think he did take a little more technique. There's a part of me that feels like Jalen Ramsey, like Father Time is catching him a little bit. He doesn't have the same speed he was anymore. These young boys are outrunning him, point blank, period. You catch the ball and you got behind Jalen Ramsey, he ain't catching you. So we do see more and more of he may be one-on-one situations, but you got a safety over the top for a just in case purpose. But which will take away from your run stoppage. We know that. So if you really gonna be a shutdown corner, we need to have you out there one-on-one as a shutdown corner.
And that's why they keep saying you the best one-on-one corner left in the game, and I'm just not seeing it. Just not seeing it.
Here's my thing: like how often, like how many true one-on-one corners, like shutdown corners, have you actually seen come out of the NFL? I mean, honestly, I can two shutdown corners that I've actually seen come out of that are in the NFL. True shutdown. Deion Sanders, who had his time, there's part of time where he was getting beat sometimes too, and then Darrelle Revis. Other than that, man, like,
all right, so Darrelle not even on my list. I know they gave he on my A minus list, right? Top two all time, Deion, Darrell Green. So if anybody don't know who Darrell Green is for the Washington Redskins, right? Number 3, I'm going for my lifetime. Probably would have been Rod Woodson, who originally started out as safety. They moved to a corner.
So that's why I couldn't.
I know, but right. By the time we saw him in Baltimore, definitely playing safety, and then Pittsburgh kind of moved him to corner, and then but Raiders moved him. So and then after that, Charles Woodson, then Darrelle Revis. No, Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey, then Darrelle Revis.
Okay, Champ Bailey. And then even Champ Bailey. Yeah, I would give Champ Bailey over it. I mean, he had his troubles. I mean, even I don't know, man. I don't know. I struggle with Champ Bailey. I
could have said D'Angelo Hall. I could have said D'Angelo Hall.
Don't you ever say D'Angelo Hall. D'Angelo Hall.
Who I think if Ashley would have took it more seriously and not played off his athletic ability, would have been one of the best ever do.
Yep. And then there's a part of me that wants to say Patrick Peterson, but I've seen him get beat several times, even when he was.
I think look, as to play corner, you're gonna get beat. I think
gonna get beat.
What makes you great is your ability to be like, all right, I got beaten, I kept going. Like, nobody else got off the rest of the game, right? Like, say what you want about Richard Sherman, he's a scheme kind of guy, right? It's just what it is, right? Like, we look at Nnamdi Asomugha, who was supposedly the man in Oakland, and he got with the Eagles and was trash because he couldn't do.
And the Bears.
Who else? Asante Samuel, another one that was supposed to be and got somewhere and got exposed and realized you really just a cover two guy. You ain't really that dog, and got in your feelings when Deion said you wasn't a dog. But it's just what it is, man. I just think Jalen wasn't ready. Like, even the touchdown, he really wasn't in the best position because the ball was underthrown anyway. So he really wasn't in the best position. And then the Jamar Chase, he just got beat.
He got beat. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you this: if Jalen,
I'll give him credit, he did deflect the one touchdown. So
if he didn't do that, the Cincinnati Bengals would be champions right now. Just saying. So who is your Super Bowl MVP?
Would have been OBJ if he wouldn't have got hurt. Wouldn't have been OBJ. Okay. Would have been OBJ if he didn't get hurt. I'm giving it to Cooper Kupp over Aaron Donald, but if I had to give it to, I would have probably been happier if Matthew Stafford would have got it since he threw 3 touchdowns, had the yards or whatever. Yeah. Only reason for the other two, they really didn't get going to the second half, right? We know they had to figure out whatever Cincinnati's offensive line scheme was, and we saw once they start stunning Von Miller, right now, that allowed that matchup, that 1-on-1 for Aaron Donald to kind of kick off and for Floyd to kind of get back there, right? Cooper Kupp primarily got it because they finally said, look, they took you away the whole game except for the red zone touchdown, that one. I'm finna ride you this whole game winning drive, whether they own you or not. And that's what they did. And he stepped up and proved that I got you. I got you.
And that's the only reason why I would give it to Cooper Kupp, only because you know who we're going to, and you still can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it. I mean, we threw the ball to him in the end zone 3 times, and you still couldn't, and you couldn't get it. You still couldn't stop it. And so, but I'm gonna tell you this: I agree with you. If OBJ has stayed in the game, I think that there's a huge chance he might have been MVP, because at that particular point, Sean McVay was putting schemes out there that they were bottling Cooper Kupp up, jabbing him at the line of scrimmage. And OBJ was running free, but he got hurt. Now I'm gonna tell you this: he should have been MVP if he didn't get hurt. He wouldn't have got it. They'd have gave that shit to Matthew Stafford. I'm just letting you know. They'd have gave it to.
We're not even gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into the reason why, but you're right. You might have a point there.
They would have gave it to Matthew Stafford. All right. Should Aaron Donald retire? If you haven't been paying attention, Aaron Donald has been putting things out there saying, this might be it, man. I think I'm done. He's 30 years old. He's got kids. He's got a family. He's got now. Is it 2 rings now? I think he's got.
No, just the one.
He's just got one. He's got his ring. He's gonna have a statue outside of SoFi. He's got his he's got his possibly the number one, arguably the number one defensive player to ever come across the NFL. He's got his stripes, dog. He's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Should Aaron Donald retire?
No. I think regardless
What's
if
he playing for?
Regardless if he wins another Super Bowl, another Pro Bowl, you play into the competitive spirit is gone.
All right. So I'm gonna tell you this. There's a chance like his competitive spirit may be gone only because you know what you have to do to get back to where you were. You know what you got to do to get back to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. And now you're starting again from scratch at training camp. You've done it. You got your ring. You are the top defensive player to ever one of the top defensive players to ever come across the whole sport. And you could possibly be the best player to play in the game at this particular, for these last, 4-5 years? And you mean to tell me, like, I'm going to go to training camp next year. I'm starting, training camp starting in August. Bro.
Hey, How many rings Tom Brady got? How many training camps he show up for?
No, here's the thing. I know for a fact that Aaron Donald, no, I ain't gonna have no 6 damn rings.
But
I
my
didn't
point
work with
is like
I didn't have Jared Goff. I didn't have Matthew Stafford. We barely made it with Jared Goff. We ain't gonna make it. We just got by with Matthew Stafford. He ain't gonna be no Tom Brady. I ain't gonna be no Tom.
He won't be, but my point is saying that is, Tom could have stopped after ring 5, after ring 4. You know what I'm saying? Like once he got like the 3rd, 4th ring, he already became the most winningest quarterback in Super Bowl history. I mean, think about it. Peyton Manning got 2, Eli got 2, Breeze got 1, Troy Aikman got how many Troy got? Is it 4? How many Dallas got?
3.
Right? So 3. So once he got 4, 5, he was done. He could have tapped out. Like, all right, I'm Gucci. But
he's selfish. All right, man. So let's move on to the NBA because we only got 15 minutes left, and that's crazy. So you were right about DeJounte Murray being an all-star, and we were both right about LaMelo. They went on ahead and LaMelo took KD's spot, and DeJounte Murray. Whose spot did he take? I forgot. Anyway, but he took somebody's spot. So shout outs to DeJounte Murray and LaMelo Ball.
Draymond. He took Draymond
for making it into an all-star game. All right, so the trade deadline was last Thursday. We had so many trades. Here's some big ones. CJ McCollum, he went to the New Orleans Pelicans for Josh Hart and some draft picks, and Josh Harden draft picks went to the Portland Trailblazers. Domantas Sabonis and Jeremy Lamb and Justin Holiday all left Indiana and went to the Sacramento Kings and trade with Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Yield, and Tristan Thompson, and they all went like I said to the Indiana Pacers. Serge Ibaka and 2 first-round draft picks. They went to Milwaukee for Dante DiVincenzo, Trey Lyles, and Josh Jackson. I'm gonna tell you,
y'all traded Trey.
I did not know Trey Lyles and Josh Jackson was still in the NBA. That's my fault.
You ain't know Trey was still playing.
I didn't know Trigger Trey was still balling, dog. I ain't
gonna lie. I didn't know Josh Jackson was still in the league.
I didn't know Josh Jackson was still in the league either. And then this was a 3-team trade. So, like I said, Serge went to Milwaukee. Dante DiVincenzo, Trey Lyles, and Josh Jackson went to Sacramento Kings. Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye, they went to the LA Clippers. And Marvin Bagley, they put that motherfucker in the dungeon in the Detroit.
Rapstar MB5 is gone.
Like, how disrespectful
be rap battles? Him and Jalen Rose.
How disrespectful you got to be to send me to the damn Detroit Pistons? Like, okay, granted, I'm on the Sacramento Kings. We losing. I'm unhappy. I let you be known. But then what you gonna do is, I'll trade you to the Detroit Pistons. Come on, bro. Anyway, Kristaps Porzingis went to the Washington Wizards in a trade with Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. Montrez, our boy Montrez Harrell went to Charlotte Hornets for Ish Smith and Vernon Casey Jr.
Dropped 15 in his debut.
Yep. He's going to be dope. Montrez is cold. Daniel Tice.
Hold on. Let's go back to that trade. Charlotte already traded Vernon Carey?
Yeah. Vernon Carey Jr. They traded him.
Look, man, I ain't seen Vernon Carey touch the floor since Duke.
Hey, but he ain't never had no playing time. He must be doing something in practice that they ain't think was.
But you know what? I mean, but I can say the same. What's the young boy that went to Duke? He came out of Sierra Canyon. Everybody was, I can't think his. Yeah, he was on for high school. He stayed in the highlights. Now he with the Pacers. I don't see him making no noise either. I can't even think his name.
I can't remember his name either. I know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna find out though.
I know you're talking about. Like I said, Daniel Tice back with Boston Celtics for Dennis Schroeder, Enes Freedom, and Bruno Fernando. They went to the Houston Rockets. But Dennis Schroeder, like, he's better than what people make him out to be. But I don't know. Whatever. And then the big one was James Harden. He went to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and 2 draft picks. Bruh, 3 questions. What was the biggest trade? Which trade had the biggest impact on the league, and which team made it out the best?
Well, the biggest impact to me, well, I can see two. I'm gonna go with the least obvious one, Portland, because for the last couple seasons, Portland's been dealing with salary cap issues and between CJ, Dame. If people been wondering, like, man, how come they didn't keep Seth after that playoff run? Because they couldn't afford to. So that's
they
why
couldn't afford
a lot of other players they couldn't afford. That's why Rodney Hood ended up leaving eventually. They got him about it. Like, if you think about people on that team, they've been dealing with financial issues for a minute. I think they realized we just at a point now where we might as well break it up now and not worry about losing them both. And so I think that one's going to be nice. From a Portland, it's going to impact Portland because now we're really going to see how they're going to try to build around Dame and really what it is. And then, of course, Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, a lot of people might have feel like Brooklyn got the better end of it, getting Seth and Ben Simmons, but I mean, and then Drummond. But I mean, if you Philly, you got it's on the table. You got to pull it. There's no way you let James Harden, you not get him.
I agree. My thing is that
I just want to know which Harden showing up. Kings of Diamonds.
I think you gonna get a true Harden. You gonna get a Harden that's gonna be just as petty as KD. That's the Harden you're gonna get.
Oh, so we not getting King of Diamonds, Harden?
No, you're not getting. I'm out kicking it, Harden. You know what I mean? You're not getting that one.
I heard he lost 10 pounds already. Man lost 10 pounds on the plane ride.
On the plane ride there. But I'm just saying, you ain't getting that hard. I think Brooklyn made out like a fat rat on this, dude. You got KD coming back after All-Star game. Kyrie, he gonna be in there off and on, but he already balling. So you gonna have that one. Then you got shooters. You still got Harris out there. He's gonna come back before the end of the season. Now you done put Seth Curry out there as a shooter. You got Patty Mills was been balling all season long. The reality is,
all these people can't play, right? You traded for Ben Simmons, so clearly Ben Simmons got to start.
He gonna start, but Ben Simmons can run the forward. They gonna put him at the small forward.
I will put him at the 3. Like, let him play.
Put him at the 3.
KD
put him at the 3. Yep. And Ben Simmons, and now you got defense because Ben Simmons is a lockdown defender. So now you got size on defense. You got a ball handler, you got playmakers, you got Ben Simmons, who may not be a playmaking scorer, but he's a creator. So now you got a forward. I mean, dude, you got all types of angles here. You got somebody that can make plays for Patty Mills, for Harris, for Seth Curry, and all these brothers is coming off the bench. You still got LaMarcus Aldridge. Mind you still got Claxton there. Mind you still got a whole bunch of other players that are just as effective. You got a bench. This is a championship team. I got Brooklyn going all the way. Championship.
Even with Kyrie only being able to play like 3 games out of series.
Absolutely. I think that was the caveat for when Kyrie is not there. You got Ben Simmons handling the ball, bringing the ball up the court, still creating plays for KD, still creating plays for Patty Mills, getting the ball to Seth Curry, getting the ball to George Harris. I mean, I still think, creating screening roles with Claxton. I think that this is, and LaMarcus Aldridge getting him the ball in his spots. Because fact of the matter is Ben Simmons creates plays, point blank period. So I think that's the caveat, but when Kyrie is there, and then when Kyrie is there.
Does Drummond help their big man issues?
In this situation, I believe Drummond is just a body.
I mean, who's the center?
Claxton. LaMarcus Aldridge. They can trade off.
Then you got this is me dating myself. Every time you said Claxton, I was like, Speedy?
Not Speedy. No, not Speedy Claxton. No. But I'm just saying. So,
and they still got Claxton, the young boy that dunked on LeBron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, fuck that.
So you still got him. You still got LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, Drummond could be effective, but right now he's just a body.
And you
He
still got.
can
I
he
mean, they
can
got a
clog
lot
up
of
the
bodies, but
lane.
you got James Johnson still.
James Johnson still. I mean, he's an X factor. That's an X factor. I think Brooklyn's that's a championship, bro. You got a bench. You got playmakers. You got scorers. You got shooters. You got rebounders. You good. You got every aspect. Step up your defense a little bit, and hey, Steve Nash got himself a championship.
Hey, Chicago, I just want to say we got it right because James Johnson's still playing, just not for us.
Just not for us. We blew that one. No,
Where
did we?
Tyrus at? Oh, hold on, Chicago. LaMarcus still playing. Oh, we traded him for Tyrus Thomas. That's right.
For Tyrus Thomas. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even talk about it. All right, let's jump into this 2-point conversion real quick, bro, because I had to pull it up. Hopefully this video will come up. So we only got what? Well, how much time we got? We only got like 4 minutes.
We got 4 minutes. So if
we
you
got
don't
4 minutes.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna play this real quick. This is the 2-point conversion. We can talk about it real quick. Listen to this.
Russell Wilson is a very good football player. Russell Wilson is a really good quarterback. Russell Wilson is not a great quarterback. Russell Wilson is not an all-time great quarterback. He's never going to be in those conversations. And so we have to stop putting him in those in that world that any team that has Russell Wilson can win a Super Bowl. This is kind of like Big Ben's trajectory, but I think Big Ben was a better football player, where Big Ben wins too when the defense is great and when they have a run game and when you limit turnovers. And then when he gets the killer bees, this offense is high flying. He's one of the best players in the football game, and you don't win a championship. And so Richard Sherman is kind of just pointing to philosophy, not necessarily what Russell Wilson is as a quarterback. He's pointing to the way that they've won. But we have to stop including Russell Wilson in these talks that if Russell Wilson goes here, does this team win a Super Bowl? If Russell Wilson goes here, does this team win a Super Bowl? This isn't basketball. And frankly, Russell Wilson actually isn't that great. He isn't that much of a factor that changes who football teams are. And so now it's thinking to ourselves, is he an upgrade over the quarterback we have? And can he make us a better team? And that's not every team. All
right, bro. So there it is. Ryan Clark, he did that last week on Get Up. He made those comments about Russell Wilson. Do you agree with Ryan Clark? We only got like 3 minutes. So what do you think?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So I agree with Ryan Clark. He is not an elite quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's a quarterback that can fit into your system. He's a quarterback that can run, can create plays, can throw it downfield. But that's just about every damn quarterback in the league right now, especially these young boys. So I agree with that. We cannot put him in those elite conversations with Tom Brady, with Peyton Manning, with Drew Brees, with A.A. Ron. We can't do that. He can't be there. He just can't be there. He does have a championship. He possibly could have had two if the right play call was made. But just like one of my friends pointed out this past week, he was the one that threw the damn interception. The fact of the matter is we can't put him there. But also, how am I having this conversation with my friends, and these disrespectful motherfuckers put him in the conversations like he's more like a Matt Ryan. Now, I was going back and forth with them like y'all are out of y'all minds. However, you threw some stats at me before we got on here, and I damn near hit the flow. What do you think?
for all your friends? First, I'm gonna say I disagree. All right,
okay.
A great quarterback is not all about numbers and stats. I mean, if you're gonna say he ain't a great quarterback, you might as well say Steve McNair wasn't a great quarterback. You saying right. That's just how I look at it. That's how I look at it. When I look at the character of him, what he brings to the table, the leadership, all of that, to me is held at a higher regard. Right now, There are some fundamentally things wrong with him. He's short, doesn't always make the right reads. And to your friend's point, you cannot put him in a class with Matt Ryan, because Matt Ryan is the number 8th quarterback all time in passing yards with 59,000 yards, while Russell Wilson is more in the Donovan McNabb category with 37,000 yards. So for all your friends, y'all hating was right. He ain't even in the Matt Ryan category. Right? We doing Matt Ryan a disservice right now by saying that. Understand? So that lets us know, and if Sandy, you still listening, Matt Ryan just with the wrong team. We need to put Matt Ryan in Seattle and get a championship.
No, you cannot do that. Let me tell you something.
Right?
Matt Ryan has had every opportunity.
I'm gonna just name some other quarterbacks. If it was based just solely on passing yards, Russell's in trouble. These some people he behind. Vinny Testaverde, Joe Flacco, Kerry Collins, Boomer Esiason, Donovan. I mean, he behind Eli. Eli?
No, listen. Okay, Eli, Boomer Esiason, both of them are going to.
And Eli right behind Matt Ryan. Eli, who's retired and done, is ninth. Who will get passed by Aaron Rodgers and Stafford before it's said and done. But
I'm gonna tell you this: I'm Boomer Esiason and the other guy that you just said. I'm not gonna. They're going to the Hall of Fame. Okay, they're going to the Hall of Fame. Well, Boomer Esiason's in there. The other person's going to the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna tell you this: when it comes to Vinny Testaverde, that don't count. Vinny Testaverde played quarterback until he was 87 years old. He was 87 years old. So no. And he managed to keep getting on teams where they were like, somebody got hurt. Vinny, we need you. So I'm not going to do that.
Hey, another category. Matt Ryan's ninth in court and touchdowns with 367. Russell Wilson's 15th, 292.
I'm going to tell you this.
Behind Eli.
I'm going to tell you this. Russell Wilson did not have the receivers that Matt Ryan had. Matt Ryan had Julio Jones and Roddy White for years, bro.
And then we gave Gonzalez.
And we gave him Gonzalez. Russell Wilson been working with Baldwin and
Golden Tate for a minute. He only had DK Metcalf for like 2 years. 2-3 years. Lock it for a couple years.
These are not players that are going to the Hall of Fame. Like Roddy White should be there, but he's not. Julio Jones probably will end up in the Hall of Fame. So like
Tony Gonzalez is there.
Tony Gonzalez is there. So this is what I'm talking about. Like he's had Matt Ryan has had the receivers. What you call it has not. Russell Wilson has not. So I think that has an effect on some of those numbers. But
see, that's why that's why we're getting ready to send him to Tampa Bay.
You think so? A lot of people say he might be in New Orleans, dog.
For what? Sean Payton going to die?
I don't know.
Man,
or possibly he might end up in Pittsburgh.
Hey man, keep Jameis down there.
You might end up in Pittsburgh. Yo, that's our time, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We actually went over 3 minutes, so whatever, no big deal. But that's our time, y'all. Cleats and Sneaks as usual. We'll be back. Next, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. Because if I show up this Sunday, that means I'm divorced. So that means I'm divorced. So shout out to my wife Kendra. Her and I will be on this coming up Thursday at 8:30 p.m. So Father Time will be here at 8:30. A lot more stuff to come on. Cleats and Sneaks will be back, like I said, 2 Sundays from now at 5 p.m. That's when we'll be on here. And then one other thing that's getting ready to happen in March, on the first Wednesday of March, the nightcap will return. So MJ, you'll see more of MJ on the nightcap. So if y'all got artists out there that are in whatever country city that you know I think could go
on the nightcap.
We gotta get fam on the nightcap. I gotta shout the fam. I gotta get fam on the nightcap. So the nightcap will be out. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Keep it locked to Network 455 for more content, more updates, more media as usual. We got plenty of stuff going on, and I'm working right now on the Little Jess podcast. So we making sure we go get that taken care of as well. Ken, as usual, I appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate you, my brothers. I love the platform.
We're gonna be back in. We're gonna get back in. Maybe next time we'll be able to talk about when Ron actually landed. Hey, shout outs to Mr. Jefferson, who had a baby the same day you won a Super Bowl. And you know, my humblest apologies, not even apologies, my gracious prayers go out to OBJ for tearing his ACL. He did tear his ACL in fact. So Hey, get better, bro. Hopefully everything will go well for you in free agency. I think you're gonna stay right there with the Rams because they appreciate what you do, and you seem to be great in Hollywood. You're exactly where you need to be. So shout outs to you, and probably by the next time we see this gentleman, he'll have his first child as well. So shout outs to all the daddies out there. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, ladies. See y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.
Yep.